everyone, welcome to Conquering Mount Scarpmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're bringing you part 2 of Rippling Goose. This was a viewer requested video. I mean, a lot of people were requesting that. It's my banner, my logo banner for my Facebook channel or my YouTube channel and my Facebook group. And I thought, okay, we'll share this one with you. I had to go back and redraw it and, measure it from my daughter's quilts and all this stuff. But it's here. Anyways, it's part 2. The pattern is going to be in the show notes below. And then we only have one more section left, and then we start sewing all of the stuff together. So it's going to be a really cute little sew along. But first I want to talk to you about Cheryl from the Sewing Channel. She does some lovely, lovely work over there. And she does not just quilts, but she does everything. So she's kind of, a little bit more broad with what she likes to do and what she likes to sew. So when you go over there, check her out. If you like what you see, subscribe and tell her Brenda sent you. So we also have a Facebook group. Now, when we're filming this, I don't know if we're voting or on which day we're sewing, or whether we've already established a sew date. So head on over there to the Facebook group. We're going to put that link in the show notes below too, so you can come and join if you haven't already done so, or you can go, if you've joined already, go vote if there's a poll up. Make sure we know when you're free to come to the sew date. We're having so much fun on those. Anyways, come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, so we're here doing part 2 of the Rippling Goose. Now, this is where the only time you pull out orange. Orange is always in when I designed that quilt, I put orange in the middle of my squares. Now, this is a very simple, quick little paper piecing design. So I'm just going to, I haven't got my fabric or my paper scissors, so I'm just going to cut these, just like so. I'm going to cut them. Cut off this part. All the other sides are black. It's just you're working with black and orange. So it kind of looks like maybe a Halloween thing that's going on, but it's not. And yes, I am doing the ultimate crime of the century. I'm cutting paper with my fabric scissors because my paper scissors are on the other side of the room and I'm trapped while we're filming. So yeah, it's one of those days. But that's okay. It's okay. So I'll just get this. There we go. So now, I've got 4 of these. What I did with these is I decided, okay, I'm going to make these approximately the same size as my block. And then I thought, no, I'm going to save more if I just, make them this size, approximately this size, across. And I've got some really cool African prints here that are just beautiful, and I'm gonna cut. Okay, that's one. I'm gonna get right into this. So there's 2, and then the third one, third and fourth one are here. Now these are actually easier to do when you do more than one, right? Because I mean, you're struggling otherwise, right? So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take some of the plain black. And that's all I'm going to work with today. I'm going to work with the plain black. So I want to take a 2.5 inch strip. I believe it's 2.5 inch. And just cut it just a bit bigger. Just a bit bigger, so it will fit across. So I'm going to take off all the salvage part of this. Get rid of all of that all at once. And I'm going to cut, just a little bit bigger. So there's 4. Oh, I need to cut a little bit deeper. And hang on. 1. That's 4. That's 8. This is 8, 12, and 16. There we go. And I'm trying to cut over a hump. That's not working. Nope, didn't work. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to break the rules and make all of this black. That's fine. So now, when we're putting this on our back of our paper piecing, right, this is going to be tipped like that, right? So on all 4 of them, they're going to be tipped. So what you want to do is you want to do 2 and 3 first. So you want to line that up, and you can see pretty much on the back where it is, right, with the light. So you want to put 2 on one side. Okay, I think that's, no, that's 3. Let's go the other side. Let's go the other way. 2 and 3 get sewn together, and we're talking about this block is, it's basically all it is a square in a box, right? So you can do quite a few of these at one time, like really quickly, right? So I'm just going to line this up, get my 4, see, if you cut it trim it enough, you can see the 4 little orange corners. So now I'm going to just put this on this side, put my black, run it through. Okay. And we do all 4. Yeah, probably. Let's do all 4. Now the pattern says you make quite a few of these. And don't get discouraged because it's repetitive. Basically, this is repetitive sewing. So we want this to go here. There we go. And you end up with the cutest little squares in a box, right? So, okay. Did I put 2 on that? No. No, I didn't put 2 on that. No. Okay. There we go. And yeah, you just sew straight across. You don't really even need your add-a-quarter ruler, really, when you think about it, because you're just making sure that that goes a certain way. And I want this here, like that. Okay, there. Kind of, everything is oversized. So that's fine. If that's the only time that you're oversizing something is in the corners, that's fine. It works. It'll work. There we go. And so, now the pattern says go 2 and then 3. And that works out because you've got one side done. You just flip it out of the way. And then your next one starts. So you go opposite sides. I mean, really, you don't even need to follow the numbers. You just, any outside piece would work. And then you just move that down just a hair. There we go. Yeah, that works. Now I should show you if you sew them wrong. You know, if you sew them wrong, and let's say if a piece gets sewn like this, you know, where it's flipped up, right? You just go through and you pick it up until it will lie flat. You push it down and you re-sew it. And you might need some tape. You know, tape is your friend when you're doing foundation paper piecing. What was the other thing was people asked if I was ever going to show anyone doing with freezer paper, and I don't know. Freezer paper's been done quite a few times, and I think it's a wonderful way to do it. But when I'm thinking foundation paper piecing, because this is the way I learned how to do it, you know, I guess that's where I run to. This is where I design from. This is, you know, pretty much where I go when I want to do some foundation paper piecing. But there is a way of doing it, and it was shown to me. It works good, and you get to use the same paper several times. You know, there's certain things about this I like over the freezer paper method, but I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? So, okay, 4. Let's go here, just finger press those out of the way. Now, if I had an ironing board or an iron close at hand, I would be using that, you know. So, I'm just going to slip this in. It comes down just like so. And you can sew right off the edge. bobbin chicken today. Oh wow. That wouldn't be the first time this week, but that's okay. Gee, this is a pretty print. It was one of the fabrics I got when I was trying to collect African prints, because I just think they're gorgeous. And a store, or quilt store that I was going to had all these prints, and I was just falling in love. And I think now, I'm pretty sure they're out of business now. But we'll have to go back and see. We'll have to see whether or not they're still in business. I hope so. They were a lovely resource in the community. This is one thing I kind of stand on. If we don't support our local quilt stores, we don't have them. You know, basically, if you can't support your local quilt store by going there and buying a couple of fat quarters or some thread or something, yeah, we're not going to have them. And yes, there are cheaper places to get fabric, but the quality might not be there. I just push this out of the way. Yes, that's bigger than a 1/4 inch, but that's fine. I don't know if you can see that. See, that's bigger than a 1/4 inch, but that's okay. That's okay. There's no need to panic. Now we just put it on the other side, and we're just about done. We're just about done. So you can do quite a few of these. I can't even remember how many of these you need. And we're doing 35 blocks. Well, it depends how big you want to make your runner or your quilt, right? Because I said on this pattern it was 48, I believe. 40, you make 48 of these, right? And there's 4 per page, so you make 12 pages of them. You know, you print 12 pages of them, and you've got enough now to work with. There we go. And I'll get that one out of the way. See, that's going to work out perfect. Wow. There we go. And the last one. And the last one under the needle, and then we'll do our stay stitching. There. Should I sew one wrong just to show you what I'm talking about? No, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anybody that does it, just undo what gets folded over, or what got folded over by accident. Unpick it, get your tape out if you have to. It's acceptable to use tape. Now, before we go off here and do our big ta-da moment, I stay stitch. I stay stitch all the way around these, because I think that's important. Because when you cut away, this is a straight grain. When you cut this away, this is all biased now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick run around and do a quick inside the seam allowance, right? But within that 1/4 inch line. So where the seam allowance is, that's where I'm going to quickly do my stay stitching. And give it a turn just like that. There. Give this a turn. There. Yeah, these are so nice to work with. The simple ones like this. I love paper piecing. I do really enjoy paper piecing, but I find that sometimes the simple patterns are just so much fun. They're just so easy, and it's a good way to use up a bunch of little scraps. I'm actually cutting from 2.5 inch strips for this project because I have lots. And I'd rather use them to make something fun than to have them sit and collect dust. Because that's what happens if they sit around too much longer. I'm going to try and figure out some stuff to use 2.5-inch strips for that we can share as patterns on Free Pattern Friday. The Free Pattern Friday is a lot of fun. And we're getting a lot of very positive responses from Free Pattern Friday. So hopefully we'll get a different idea. And I'm getting a lot of responses from the ideas I've, given you, like in that deconstructed log cabin, and that was a fun, crazy idea, but there. And give it a snip. And I'm just gonna, hopefully you can see, I'm gonna trim one so you can see what we're doing. And I pivot with that needle down, by the way. Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to take this and we're going to trim this. Now, I should probably have the big ruler, but this is at hand. So what I do is I make sure it's all on a flat surface. And I just line up that line, that very edge, just like that. Right? And then we just continue all the way around. And you just want to line that up. Any straight edge. Like, this has got like a good straight edge, even though it looks like my fingers are really close. My fingers would be that close on a regular ruler anyway, so. But, yeah. So there we are. So there's one. I'll finish trimming the rest of these, and then we'll get to our ta-da moment. So, here's part one of our rippling goose, and here's the adorable little cornerstones that we're going to use. Now, when we're sewing these together, they will sit like this along this block, the center block. But as you're doing these, you're only going to put in when you're sewing up your big quilt, you're going to be doing only one like this, and then your flying geese here and here. And then these will fall in along the outer edge and along the bottom, right? So you'll have, this is your top, this is your right side, and then the left side will be filled in, right? Does that make sense? You'll see, you'll see. But this is where we're at right now. These are all the cute little cornerstones that we've got going now on our quilt block. So I hope you come back next Friday for our Free Pattern Friday, because we only have 2 more to do of these, and then we'll show you how to sew all of them together. So you have an absolutely fabulous week ahead. I hope you have just a wonderful time in your sewing room. Okay, you take care. Bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for watching today. We're so happy about the way our channel has grown, and we just want to wish you so well in your journey along with us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Now, the next thing is this quilt. We are wondering if you guys would like this quilt as a free sew along on this channel this fall, this coming fall, winter. We were kind of thinking that this one would be really fun to do. We could do it in a larger size or a smaller size, it's up to you, but this one was a lot of fun to make. And it lends itself to being hand stitched, but you can also do this on a sewing machine as well. So let us know in the comments below. Remember, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay, have a great week ahead. Bye!